Hi, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and today I'm interviewing the lovely, most beautiful, and talented Faith Omole, star of the Peacock original We Are Lady Parts. Thank you so much for speaking to me.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
You're glowing.
Ah, thank you.
You're like, oh, I just woke up.
Thank
like
you.
this.
I love that. Yeah, that's good.
No. So tell me about yourself. Like, where are you from? Stuff like that.
Okay, so I live in London, a Nigerian heritage. I've been acting since I was a little kid. I used to love to sing and dance. I've literally wanted to do what I do since as far as I could remember. So to be part of this show is like I'm living my dream. Yeah, it's just amazing. And this is my first TV series. And before that, I was on stage doing Shakespeare's and like loads of classical plays. And so to do a show that is so big and vibrant and that just has so much visibility to show a group of people that haven't been seen before and so many different types of people that haven't been seen before. It's just, I am beyond grateful. It's been amazing. And the response has been just mind-blowing. It's beautiful.
And I wanted to talk to you about that because I have watched the show and it's hilarious. And like you said, it's just like the premise is just so interesting. I mean, you're talking about, like you said, somewhat, I guess, an underrepresented group of people, but in ways that, of course, we're talking about a Muslim group, female band, family issues that we can all relate to. I mean, what drew you to the role? Of course, I know, television is what you want to do, but this role in particular, it's important that the person that plays it has to want it, right?
Yeah. So I got this script during the pandemic. So I got the script about a few weeks before we started rehearsals. It was in the midst of everything that was going on with the Black Lives Matter movement. And there was just so much trauma and so much sadness. And here comes this script and this character is just full of joy. And there's this beautiful Black family and there is Black joy. And I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is the narrative that I want seen on screen. This is what I want little girls like me to see, and this is something I haven't got to see. I didn't get to see as a kid, so I knew I had to be part of it. Then aside, it's just absolutely fantastic writing. Nida Manzoor, our show creator, director, and writer, has just done something so phenomenal where you believe each and every one of these characters. They're so authentic, and you read them and you feel like you know them, because we do know them. These are just real people that we don't get to see all the time. I knew I had to be part of it. And then the cast, that I knew all the girls attached. You
knew them already?
I didn't know them already, no.
Oh, okay.
So I joined quite late, but and all these girls as well, like this is a very big opportunity for all of us. But I was like, they're coming from the stage as well. I was like, yeah, we're gonna be able to connect. This is gonna be beautiful. And then once we got together, we just created the most beautiful friendship. Like, we're all obsessed with each other. It's really it's amazing. It's so amazing.
That's awesome. But now you mentioned stage, and I saw that you really do have a very extensive resume in stage.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is that difference though from going from stage to is it difficult? Is it easier because of your resume?
I wouldn't say. I would say when you're on stage, especially depending on what you've done. I've done stuff where you have, no special lighting or whatever. I've worked at the Globe where you're outside and literally your voice is the lighting, your pace of your speech is the underscore, because they won't be using music. You kind of create those moments yourself. And I think TV gave a real opportunity for me to use everything that I use on stage, but then you have the editors that come on board with you, and you have the lighting, you have us Shez who scored our whole show, and so it's just this massively collaborative project. So we were able to go to the next level with a lot that I would have done before, which is really cool. But I think theatre meant that when we were doing some of those song performances, I could really bring it, because if you're like, you don't get to sit back on stage. So when we were doing some of those songs and Bisma is like going for it on the guitar and she's singing at the top of her lungs, I was like, oh, I can do this. Like this, I can do. Projection, I've got that down.
You got that down. It's like they made the role for you. I know you were looking at like, this is me. Like, I could do this.
Yeah. I love, oh, I'm so grateful. I love it. I just get to be really loud. I just get to be really loud. I get to sing at the top of my lungs. I love supporting women. I get to collaborate with the most incredible, talented women. It's just, I'm just beyond blessed. I'm like, this is great. This is
that's awesome. I love it. And so I have a question for you, because I know that sometimes people say, like, they want to go to Hollywood or LA. And I kind of like the sort of the decentralization of of entertainment right now. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that anybody has to be in LA. For you, is that an eventual goal, or do you like being home? Or
I mean, it's always going to depend on the project for me. I think I don't want to go to LA for the sake of going to LA. I want to work on great projects. And I think that was what it was like with this show. It was like, I want to be part of this show. If this show had been in America, I'd probably still want to be part of it. If it was in anywhere in the world, I'd want to be part of it, because the writing's good and the cast are good and the story is good. I think it will always be like that for me. I'll always follow the work and what serves the story, because acting is just such a great passion of mine. And the idea of being able to do it for the rest of my life anywhere is just, that's the dream for me.
I love your enthusiasm and your energy. It's just exciting to see. And it's like, I know that, at least, let's just say from the television side, people might see you as just getting started. Obviously, we can see that you've been doing your thing for a while. You don't have to be low about that. You can say that. But I mean, what advice would you have for people, because you're still fairly young, that are, you see where you're going. So for people that are interested in acting, what they'd like to do, what advice do you have for people?
I think when it comes to acting, what I always try to do is serve the story first and foremost. Always remain passionate about the work, about the scripts, about the story you're telling. I don't think sometimes people forget how important we are as individuals, and how important our voices are as individuals, and what we put our breath to, where we choose to step, where we choose to work. It has an effect on society, and I've always tried to be really intentional about the things I do, because I hope to inspire people that come up after me, and I hope that people will always be watching. So for anyone, forget about the fame and the money, and just focus on the work, focus on the story, and you'll end up exactly where you want to be.
I don't even know what to say right now. You talk to somebody and it's like you're speaking about your work and the impact of it, but really that is a great takeaway and life lesson that a lot of us just sometimes you hear something and you just needed to hear it in that moment. That was really good for me right now. I really love that. Yeah. So what's your dream role? I mean, you're playing a really fantastic role now, but something going forward, what are you looking for?
What would I like to do? I mean, I'm one of those people. I've always I like to save the day. So I want to save the day. I love kind of those. I always say in between jobs, I'll always be at the gym and people say, what are you training for? And I always say, I'm training to be a superhero, because I'm planning to do that one day. And I'm obsessed with like Doctor Who. I'm like, I want to save people from aliens. So I guess that stuff. And what was so amazing about this show was I got to learn the bass. And that was just...
I was going to ask you that. So you had no bass?
I'd never played the bass before.
Really?
I had all these lessons, and also I was pandemic, so I was having lessons on Zoom. Like, it required an immense amount of work and practice. Like, the lesson would end and you would find me 4 hours later just practicing everything. But that's what I love. I love putting the work in. So anything where I have to like work, train, learn a new skill, I'm like, that's the dream. I think that's one of the best things about our industry, is that we get to put on loads of different hats and learn new things, and we get to become new people and learn about new people. That's what we should be doing as human beings. So yeah, anything where I get to learn is a good role for me. That's what I'd like to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, you have a very authentic and vibrant personality. You really do. Yeah, and it just shows. You don't have to try, you don't have to pretend. People see you. You can just tell that, when you walk in a room, there's just something about you that you just got that thing, that it factor.
Oh,
so I 100% know wherever you're going, it's where you're supposed to land. And I believe in you.
Thank you so much. That's just everything.
Thank you for talking to me. I feel extremely honored to speak to you. Like, I'm just excited because I see it in you. Some people, just like I said, they just have it,
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for speaking with me. Again, guys, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and I am speaking to the fabulous, fabulous Faith Omole. And she stars in We Are Lady Parts. And it's wonderful, guys. It's on Peacock, and you have to watch it.
Thank you.